Okay, now, the Torah records what happened at the Kavura, at the burial of Yaakov Avinu. Who knows who showed up at the burial of Yaakov Avinu outside of Maras Machpelah?
Chushin.
Chushin ben Don. Chushin ben Don. Who else showed up at the Kavura, at the burial of Yaakov Avinu?
Esav.
Esav. What did Esav want there?
A spot.
That's right. There's only one vacancy. Right? There's only one tomb left in Maras Machpelah. And Esav said it belongs to me. Correct?
Yeah.
And then what happened?
He got his head rolled in.
He got his head rolled in. Terrific, great. Now, what happened? Who knocked off his head? Chushin ben Don. The single son of Don, beheaded Esav. Why was Chushin ben Don? I mean, all the brothers were there. Why did Chushin ben Don step up?
He was deaf, he couldn't hear.
Very good. Chushin ben Don was deaf. He couldn't hear. So, Mr. Chapler, pray tell, what does that do with the tea in China that he was deaf? That he was the one to step up and deliver
Well, he
the...
saw him arguing, so he saw him holding it up. He didn't know what the reason was.
Terrific, great. The famous idea from Chaim Shmulevitz, that since he was deaf, he didn't understand the whole back and forth, what's the whole delay going on over here? And they said, well, Esav has a claim, and the deed is back in Mitzrayim, and he said, Naphtali, and he said, like you say in Eretz Yisrael, Ma pitom! What's going on over here? Whack! And he took off his head, and the head rolled right into Maras Machpelah. So the idea is sometimes when we're privy to a discussion back and forth, we can get lured in to thinking, oh, same gender marriage, I could hear that. You're like, no! Right?
The question is, why did Esav have the switch? His head should be...
Why did Esav have a merit to have his head get into Maras Machpelah? What was merit did Esav have to have his head get into Maras Machpelah?
He was a good son.
Took care of his father.
Took care of his father. That's a good shot. Took care of his father. Very good.
Give it
Okay, very good. Now, it's not really recorded. We know that Yosef passed away before all the tribes, before the other Shvatim. It is recorded. You'll find it in certain sources. The Baal Turim brings it down. The ages of all the Shvatim. Which Shevet lived the longest? Which Shevet lived the longest? Levi. So says the Sforno, interesting, good thing to know. The Sforno says that there were three primary leaders of the Am Yisrael in the time when they were in Mitzrayim and came out of Mitzrayim: Moshe, Aaron, and Miriam. It says Moshe, Aaron, and Miriam, and they all came from the tribe of Levi. They all came from the tribe of Levi. So that's unusual. Maybe we'll have one from the southeast, the Savannah. We'll send one from Naphtali, and then we'll have represent upstate New York mayor. We'll send a review representative, correct? And then we'll give Chaim one from, you're too close to Savannah. We'll give the Midwest. The Midwest will have a representative as well, and everyone will be happily represented. Says the Sforno, since Levi lived the longest, so his kids and his grandkids had the opportunity to spend more time with him than anyone else. So the influence of spending more time with the Zaidi, with the Levi, had a trickle-down effect that the merits and the righteousness of Levi trickled down to the kids. So far, so good? Okay. Questions, comments, rebuttals so far? Okay. What bracha do we give our sons Friday night?
Ephraim Menashe.
Okay, Ephraim and Menashe, very good. What bracha do we give our daughters? Ask my daughter, hey Dad, she asked more nice than that, why don't you give, what's with Ephraim and Menashe? How'd they get in the scene already?
Well, the thing is, he got the bracha first, and his brother wasn't jealous that he got the bracha first.
Well, oh yeah, Fed, beautiful shot. I was going to say a different shot first. I want to say a different shot, sir. We're going to say that shot afterwards. I saw that today, which is a beautiful shot. I heard that today for the first time. Yeah, terrific.
But I have a question.
1 second, boy. End of the game. End of the game. End of the game. Yes. I was once. There was sometimes when an attorney's arguing a case, and he's already wrapped it up, and anything else he says further is only going to worsen this case. The judge will say, "You are done, right, counsel?" It's this way of saying, shut up.
I take it.
No. I was once at in Orange County in a city court, and there was a judge, a very nice judge, and there was a guy who showed up, and he I think he had like a, driving without a seatbelt violation. And the cop didn't show up for the other side. So the judge says, Mr. Defendant, Mr. Accused, what do you have to say for yourself? And the guy's just sitting there kind of like white knuckle, like no idea what's flying. So the judge says, would you maybe like me to dismiss the case? He's like, yeah, case dismissed. Anyway, so the idea was sometimes you gotta know when to just follow the lead. But in the meantime, first shot, what's the shot? Ephraim Menashe gets such a billing. Every Jewish home, all over the world, in Morocco, in Johannesburg, in Paris, they're all getting brachas, Yaakov, Ephraim Menashe. So one shot that they say, probably the most common one, for Mr. Chapler's shot, which I also saw today from Beautiful Sefer. Wisdom of Living just came out. My mom just got it for me from Noah Weinberg on the parsha. He says that word. So it's a beautiful shot. Anyway, I think the standard shot is because Ephraim Menashe carried the torch of Torah in Gullus. Anyone ever heard that shot? In exile. Not in Eretz Yisrael, not in the lap of luxury, but in Mitzrayim. He was able to carry the torch of Yiddishkeit. He was able to keep the fire of Torah alive and carry the torch from Yaakov Avinu. That was a major, major accomplishment that he's competing with the Atlanta Braves, and he's competing with all the other entertainment that's out there.
Not so hard.
What's that? Not so hard. All the other things that are beckoning for his attention, correct? They used to say one of the difficulties of why the Torah from Europe didn't transfer to America was because the Rebbeim were still back in Kelm, and the kids were with the Yankees. There was a disconnect between one generation to the other. So the fact that Ephraim and Menashe were able to hold true to their father's Torah, notwithstanding the fact they grew up in Mitzrayim, that was a tremendous accomplishment. So therefore we bless our children that even though they're in Gullus, and even in Eretz Yisrael, you're also in Gullus, right? We just have Hanukkah. Hanukkah we celebrate the fact that we survived the exile of Greece. Where did that happen? Because in Eretz Yisrael, you can be in Eretz Yisrael and in Gullus also, correct? Ask anybody who lives in Sderot or anywhere in the south, and they still feel that they're in Gullus, right? So now, the second shot, which was a chapter saying, which I saw from this beautiful sefer over here, is that Ephraim
I'm not
Menashe.
saying it, I heard it.
You heard it? Okay, just say it. I give you credit. I give you credit.
Yeah.
That the shot is that I would think if I'm the firstborn and Yaakov is passing me over, I'd say, Slicha, what's going on over here? What did I do wrong? I'm a good guy. I'm a firstborn, right? We've seen this before, where one brother gets favoritism and it didn't play itself out well. So let's let everybody biologically get in line, and everybody get the brachas, and Gabe up the hate, and that'll be Shalom Yisrael. So nevertheless, Yaakov blesses Ephraim first, and Menashe second, and Menashe is Mekabel Me'ahava. No problems, no complaints, no tainas, no nothing. I'm happy for my brother, and this could be really what we see, the total completion, perfection of the sin that got us into this whole thing. Was what? The sinas chinam, that the hatred the brothers harbored for Yosef, whether it was justified or not, but however you want to slice it, it did get us a lot of hot water, correct? So when Ephraim said, and Menashe is able to take, and able to be soivel and tolerate the fact that his older brother's getting the blessings, he keeps quiet, he's Makal Me'ava, that's the way the Mercedes-Benz, and I have Amunah B'tachon that everything that Hashem does, say, okay.
Like that?
And yeah, but no, hang on a second, let them appreciate, they go, wow. Okay, now go ahead.
On that shot.
On that shot,
Why don't we say the same thing by Moshe and Aaron? Moshe became the leader, and Aaron was Makabel Bahar, he wasn't jealous.
right.
So we should say Simcha Hashem Moshe Aaron.
Moshe, Aaron Moshe.
Aaron Moshe, on the same basis of this reasoning.
I hear. I would probably answer because you see the text of the bracha in the Chumash, but that's, we call it Balabatish answer.
Right.
Balabatish answer is, they're straightforward, not too sophisticated. The Balabatish answer. Okay? Great. Okay, let's go, guys. We mentioned before, let's go to a question I had until just a few minutes ago. Let's go to page 278. 278, chapter 49, Mem Tes, Posik Yud Daled, the Bracha of Yisachar. bracha of Yisachar. Yisachar chomor goyren roivetz ben mishpatim. Yisachar is a translation page 279. Strong bone donkey. He rests between the boundaries. And what's pshat in this pasuk? Shai, what's pshat? What's pshat? Yora menucha. He saw menucha ki toiv. He saw menucha rest, and it was good. Yesa oretz ki ne'ema, and he saw the land was pleasant. V'yed shechmo, he bent his shoulder, lizboil, to bear, to tolerate. Yalamos oive, and he became an indentured servant. Okay, and Rashi says that what he bore on his shoulder was the oil of Torah. So what is pshat in this pasuk? He saw menucha was good, and yet he was makabel upon himself the yoke of Torah. Yitzhak Yaakov, what do you think from this bracha?
That's why I'm here.
Oh, perfect, perfect. Cal Ripken over the Camden Yards. The beautiful. He's from Baltimore. Beautiful. You guys, this pasuk was made for you guys. Yor menucha ki toiv. I got a nice long weekend, and I could watch the Outback Bowl or whoever is NC State is playing in the college bowl game. Right? I can chill out, a little downtime, play some golf. Okay, Shalom Yisrael. But nevertheless, what am I doing? What am I doing at 6:05? I'm learning Torah. I'm trying to figure out pshat. I'm opening up a Gemara in Sukkah in Aramaic. I don't have anything better to do at my time. There's a farm in Baltimore. Gonna drive 4 hours in the rain to come up and the answer is yeah. I saw menucha ki toiv. I saw menucha that it's good. And nevertheless, I'm going to lower my shoulder and carry the yoke of Torah. My father tells me, I'm not so much of a golfer, my father tells me that when you go to the golf range, everybody hits the golf club that they're best at. If they're great at the 3-iron, whack, they just hit 3 irons, and they feel great because look how great I am, I can hit the 3-iron. But what should you really be doing? You should hold the most lousy club. If you can't hit a 9-iron to save your life, so get out there and hit the 9-iron. What's up, shot? People like to be in a milieu where they're good. Right? People like to feel like they're, so therefore, why do I gotta step out of my comfort zone? If I like Shakespeare, I read Shakespeare, and if I like reading the Wall Street Journal, I gotta learn about Sukkah and Aramaic, trying to figure out Pshat and Rashi. What's going on? The answer is you see that there is such a sipuk, there's such a sense of satiation. I'm doing something for my neshama. When a person says, I couldn't learn English, of course I learn English. I want to make more of an effort. I want to toil more. Right? We live in a world of menucha. We live in a world of menucha. And mitzvah is also menucha. There's a pop-up sukkah, but this is my all-time favorite. In the store, you can buy pre-wrapped 10 pieces of bread to hunt for on Pesach. Like it's so hard to crumple up the bread. And, come on already. Right? So, let's schwitz a little bit. Let's work a little bit, right? That's the idea. That's the idea. Now, so I think it's a very good shot. That's what you said. That's why I'm here. I think that's why I'm here. Now, the other shot I want to say was the following. I don't know if it's true. To me, it was just a nice idea. I think it is endless. Let's see if we see it in commentaries. This class goes to 6:15. Fine. Menucha. You ever met somebody who really got their act together? They really got their act together, accomplished and in control and mustering their resources, and they just really got their act together. You know such people?
From that person's standpoint.
Yeah,
you really don't know what's really going on inside.
No, that's true. That's true.
But from the outside, it looks like he's got everything together, or she got everything together. Yeah.
Right. So you say right. Like I feel like they say Rabbi Braun as an individual. So like the man's level of competence in so many areas of life, his ability to navigate and guide, and it's remarkable, and it's inspiring that mensch could become so competent. Now, I don't know if competence is an undersell, but he's really, person's got a shlemus, let's call it. A shlemus. So, one character trait you'll find in common of such people is menucha. They, even though their life, if you would look at the number of calls he has to, everyone's life is like one big interruption. Knocking on the door, right? So, and nevertheless, seamless and calm and settled mind, correct? Let's say he's the only one. I'm just saying that caliber of a person. The midah of menucha, to be able to be calm under all the, it doesn't have to be under, the stresses of life, deadlines and things that family needs and financial pressures and all the deadlines and pressures that we all live up to, right? So to be able to do that with menucha, it's a tremendous accomplishment. Now, how do you get there? Where in the world are you going to find menucha? Where are you going to find menucha? A hammock in Hawaii? Like, where am I finding menucha? So the answer is, Torah will bring a person to menucha because it'll refine a person, his intellect, his neshama, his midos. A person sometimes I'm at these weddings and I see, 10, 20, 30 Rosh Hashivas, big Rabbi. I think, how did they all get there? How did they all become such super people? They're all the same way. They all learn Gemara, and they all learn Mishnah Brura, they all learn Shas. It's not like one guy went to Juilliard, right? I have nothing against Juilliard. I'm just saying it's a tried and true way of becoming a mensch. You tell any person who's contemplating getting married you say, look, spend a year in yeshiva. You'll be a more refined human being. You'll be more equipped to be a husband. Anyone would say no. Okay, it's not so feasible in everybody's life to be able to take off a year and do that. I'm just saying the concept. A guy who's coming out of college, 21, he's saying, I'm thinking about going right into law school. I'm also thinking about taking a year off to go to yeshiva. Which one in the long run is going to be a better mensch? Any one of us would say he's not going to be a better mensch by spending a year in yeshiva? Maybe not even 6 months. Whatever happens to be. So I think I want to say a pshat like this. What do you say, Rabbi? It's a good pshat. Yisachar so menucha ki toiv. First of all, we praised all the guys in Savannah because they had a lot of menucha in Savannah, and nevertheless they took on the Ol of Torah here in Muncie. So that was the first pshat we said, and we liked it very much. But now I'm saying a person wants menucha. It's a great character trait to have in life. It's going to be high tide, rise all boats in the harbor. My life will be better, my work will be better, my marriage will be better, I'll be happier. I saw menuchas ki tov, and they said, how am I going to get there? He said, I'm going to take on the oil of Torah. If I take on the oil of Torah, the end result is not just going to be wisdom. It's not just being able to know that I'll know what bracha to make on a blueberry, and I'll know how to shape my lulav without impaling the guy in front of me. It's much more than that. I'm going to become a different mensch. In a way that a person's going to go and study, if you go study France, what's the university in Sorbonne? Sorbonne. I don't know if you're going to come out a better mensch from learning French in the Sorbonne. Maybe yes, maybe no, I'm not sure. Right? But that's the point. A person sees menucha, it's an incredible midah to be able to acquire. Actually, to acquire. How am I going to get there? Open up a sefer. How's it going to work? I don't know. But it happens, and it works. I've seen it with dozens of guys. It completely refines their whole character trait, polishes them. It doesn't enough make them into different people. It takes those midos, that's inherent persona, who their innate personality is, and polishes it and shines it. So far, so good, guys. Where are we holding? 6:12. We have time for one more vort. Time for one more vort, and remember this for the rest of your life. And you can thank Hashem that you were born to hear such a vort. Psalm Sofer. Everyone here is over age 13?
You're numbered.
Okay. This is from a sefer called Psalm Sofer. And he says the following, and it applies to every single one of us. Amarti, I said, Shazeh mitzvah rishoyna. You ever have to speak at a bar mitzvah? This is one place. You just say this word and say, fine. Give you a whole kiddush and yashkar. Okay. Amarti, Shazeh mitzvah rishoyna. This is the very first mitzvah. Shemekayim anar. A young child should fulfill the Knisas Shnas Yudalat Mitzvah Cholim. You just heard this on Hanukkah. We said this over Hanukkah, right? The very first mitzvah that a bacher, a young boy, age 13, 3 stars came out, he's officially a man. what is the first mitzvah he will fulfill? What would we all say? Shema. Okay, let's say it's a Wednesday night. He's going to say Shema. That'll be his first mitzvah. Before he goes to sleep or in Ma'ariv, he'll say Shema. Says the Chasam Sofer, Husas v'Sameach, he should be happy and rejoice, an intense level of happiness. Shezoicha, that he merited the kabul all mitzvahs Hashem, that he merited to take upon himself the mitzvahs of Hashem. But simcha, this simcha is a mitzvah asay deraisa. This mitzvah is a positive mitzvah in the Torah. Big kiddush l'chasam sofer. La'avdo, to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'simcha, b'tuv leva, with a good heart, me'roiv koil. Okay, he goes on and on. It's a beautiful piece over here, the simcha, that it's like the simcha that he's receiving the Torah. But every single one of us, who is saying today, who said a good shot today? Someone said not Michael, someone said a good shot, that it should be like today. Avram, you said it, right? Everybody gets a Torah, every day is a fresh day. So, right? So, the person, what do they, Rabbi Braun said, what is the person taking away from their trip to Muncie, or where they came from Baltimore, or they came from Savannah, or they're here day in and day out, Yom HaValayla? A person should be able sas v'sameach. They should be able to see it on your face. What did you do up there? What are you on? I see it such a shine. I see such a simcha. And then you tell them, I was makabel all Torah. I was like, what? He said, I'm in Yisachar. I saw menucha ki toiv. I had a lot of options, and all the travel agents were sending me different places. And one travel agent said, go to Muncie. What kind of destination is Muncie? A friend of mine showed up at Minion, and he moved away to Baltimore. So someone said, oh, you're here on business or vacation? He says, vacation? He says, who vacations in Muncie? But the point is, you all should give yourself a pat on the back, and most of all, you should give a big yasher koyach, a big thank you to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that you're able to come and spend time learning Torah, and you all did a tremendous thing for yourselves, and a tremendous thing for Am Yisrael, and we reach together, Yishana Haba B'Yushalayim,
Amen.
Mashiach Tzidkeinu, Kingdom Omein.
Amen.
Dinner time, any questions, comments, remarks? Yeah, on vacation.